Hello everyone, this is Ming Zhong. Welcome to today's market analysis for the S&P 500 E-mini futures. That's for the session of 16th of July. So in this video, I'm going to show you the market recap on the last session, plus a trade review in the M3 timeframe, which I will cover the entry, exits, and the rationale behind. And that trade actually happened during the US session. And apart from that, I also found that quite a couple of the opportunities to enter the trades, which I will elaborate a bit more in the later part of the video. And going forward, I will cover the bias, the key levels, and also the potential setup for the session later. All right, so let's just get started. As we can see in this daily chart for the S&P 500, so this yesterday we have a bullish day, but just a few things that stands out to me. First of all, the most important part is we failed to break out here. So you can see that I think we actually just took out the high generated or created here by just 1 or 2 points or 2-3 points, and followed by an immediate back into the trading range here. And notice that the volume is still very high. And if we look into the H1 time frame, we can see it's still quite volatile, and there are quite some supply there, and quite a number of the selling bars as well. And let me just get down to the H1 time frame so that we can just look into that. All right, so this is the H1 time frame here, and you can see that that's the 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock bar here. So this is the US opening session. So that's a session. So we started by having a reaction, but just before we look into the US session, you can see that prior to the session, throughout the Asian and also the London European session, we have a trading range just after the gap up here, and a trading range, and subsequently we have seen this kind of the strong rally bar here, and managed to test the swing high at 3230, but it just barely stayed there for, I think, maybe even less than half an hour, and eventually we just had this kind of the selling bar at the start of the US session. All right, so let me zoom in a little bit here. You can see that this is the first hour of the US session. We have some kind of the reaction, and then followed by attempt to rally, but see that this is the rejection tail here, and then followed by this sell-off bar here. And even after we attempt to cover the gap here, so we kind of like tested the gap here, and we found some support there, and we have a rally up. But every time you see this H1 bar, we can see that there is some kind of the rejection here, rejection tail. So quite a number of the selling throughout the session. Let me just zoom into the M3 time frame for a trade review, and also quite a number of the potential trades. I think it's definitely possible to trade them. All right, so this is how it looks like in the M3 time frame. So we can see that this actually was a very strong rally up here, and subsequently followed by this kind of the grinding up action and touching the swing high here. So you can see that it's actually within a very nice up channel here, and then followed by a sharp or just a bearish bar here, sell-off bar just prior to the US opening session. So first of all, I think this could become a nice trade, a short entry on the high side. And basically, the rationale is just based on the traditional technical analysis. You have this kind of the up channel, and then we touch this swing high level and show some kind of the rejection with this kind of the reversal bar, and also break down from this up channel here. But I did not actually take that trade because what I actually anticipated on yesterday, if you still remember in my video yesterday, I do talk about potential long entry when we have some kind of the test near the support level. I think maybe somewhere around here, or even near the gap resistance at 3180 or somewhere in between here. So basically, I still anticipate some kind of the continuation to the upside. But what I didn't anticipate was this rally up here actually happened just before the US opening. So right here, we are already at the resistance level, at the swing high level at 3230. So I think one of the possibility could maybe is just a temporary weakness to spring this level and then followed by a continuation to the upside. So that's why I did not take this trade here. And then this is the US opening session. I think we have this kind of the sell off at probably I think this is a third candle here. So we have a sharp sell off here and then followed by a quick recovery and then followed by kind of like a grinding down reaction here. So this reaction actually is quite similar to yes, the previous day's trade where I actually initiated some kind of the long entry here. So if you look at this is the analog that I'm talking about. So if you compare it this part here to around this part here, so it's pretty similar. By just looking at the structure, you can say that they are kind of like a double bottom here. But just pay attention to the supply level on the leg down here. So you can see quite a lot of the rejection tail here, rejection, and also the supply level in general are high. But eventually we still did not manage to close below the low of this bar here. In fact, we have quite a number of the demand tail here. So suggested some kind of the demands in and expect at least a rally up. So think this bar here, I think after the close of this bar, can be quite a nice trade and long to trade it to the upside. You can see that eventually it actually just went up here. But I did not actually take that trade just simply because it just happened somewhere in the middle, like in the middle of nowhere, which I did not really plan for this level. But if you're just looking at the swing analysis and also the candle or supply and demand analysis, and definitely I think this is quite a nice trade to initiate it. So this is a reversal bar and just very possible to trade it up to the at least to the swing high level here. All right, so the actual trade that I had was actually here. So I trade to the downside. I entered a short entry. So why? So first of all, is very close to the swing high level here. So the first high here is actually a uptrust of the previous swing high at 3230. So I treat it as a uptrust, and this is just a test of this prior uptrust here. So this is a test here, and we see some kind of the routing top, a very small routing top here, and then followed by a breakdown here. So just right after this big spread bearish bar here, I just entered a short entry and with a stop just slightly above the high here. All right, let me delete that. So let me zoom in a little bit more here. Okay, so this is my entry here. Just after the close of this bar, I entered a short entry, and eventually I just have my limit order and to exit at this swing low level here. So overall, quite a short duration of the trade and quite a nice trade as well. I think with an RR of around a 1.5, which is not too bad. But if we just continue to pay attention to this, actually, if you look closer here, let me zoom in a little bit here. Okay, So you can see that we have a increasing of the supply level here. So increasing of the supply, and compare this two bar here, the last one and also the prior bar here. Definitely, the spread is actually smaller than this bar here. So comparing the spread, so with this kind of the supply level, we actually have a smaller spread. So suggested some kind of the demand, but what's the result here is quite a mediocre rally. And then eventually, if we wait for a test and we see that there is a lower low test, and also you look at that, so we have some kind of the demand tail here with a spike of the volume. Of course, this is after the breakdown, which is quite a normal situation. So after the breakdown, we see a lot of the short seller enter, breakout trader enters, or some of the previous long got stopped out here. That's why you see this kind of the volume spike. But eventually, we see that there was a demand tail here, so suggests that the demand was in. And the next rally up actually is not that great as well. You can see that it just temporarily committed above the prior swing high, and then followed by back to the range or sell off here. So definitely it's not that great rally. And eventually we have this kind of the sell off continuation. But I think this part here is definitely quite a potential long opportunity. Why do I say that? Just if you take a look at this big spread bar here and then compare it to this bar here, you can see that there's a effort versus results. So on this bar here, we have a huge effort to the downside, but just look at the spread here and compare it to the prior candle here. So there's a lot less, almost half of the spread of this candle here. So what does it mean? It simply means that this is some kind of the demand come in and actually happen at quite a nice place. So this is actually kind of like a cover of the gap here. So if we draw a line from this swing high level here, then I think it kind of like almost touch it or maybe off by a little. So I think this is quite a nice level to trade, especially when you meet with the effort versus results and showing some kind of the demand was in. And eventually, I think this is the reversal bar here. So this could be a good long entry just after the close of this bar. And you can see that subsequently, depending how you manage the trade, you might be able to ride it to at least around the axis line here. So with your stop somewhere around there, enter it here, you have at least RR of more than 1, or you could even manage up to maybe after this bar here, close it at this climatic bar with this kind of the demand level. All right, so quite a number of the opportunities, but obviously this is quite a late trade for me, so definitely it's out. All right, so this is the trade review, just one trade for me. And let me just get down to the H1 time frame, and I'll talk more about the current situation now. And if we just take a look at previous few days, so we see that there was actually quite a bearish price action here. So this is a very bearish price action. And in my video yesterday, I do talk about there was some kind of the supply absorption going on, especially in the first 2-hour session. And then subsequently, we have a very strong rally up. So it's kind of like negate this kind of the selling here. But yesterday, price action sees quite a bit of the volume generated here, but we actually failed to break out or have some kind of the continuation. In fact, we sort of like have a bit of the churning action here. So I suspect that there are quite a lot of the selling happening. And if we can't break out or break above 3230 3230 level, then definitely I think we have a chance to have the S&P 500 to have a test of at least 3180. That is the axis line. I think it's still working well. Or the next level that I'm actually watching is somewhere around 3170. So that is another level to watch. And you can see that we have kind of like a structure here, and then we have a breakout here, and then followed by a few of the touch here and here as well. So I think 3165 or 70 is quite a level to watch. I think if this level actually fail to hold, oh, my chart is disappearing. Okay, here it is. It's back. All right, so the first level to watch is definitely yesterday swing low day low here. I think that is around 3190. And subsequent level is definitely 3180 level, which I have marked up in blue here. So that is the line here. So first level definitely to defend is about 3190 is the orange line here. And second level is 3180. But if this two level fails, then definitely we could see some kind of the test at around 3160 to 70. So that is the level to watch as well. All right, so for the immediate resistance level, definitely the swing high level 3230 or 33, somewhere around there, definitely provides some kind of the resistance. If we can break above 3230, definitely I think next level will be about 3300. So the potential trade that I actually anticipate for the later session could be some kind of the long trade, because I'm a little bit of the bearish because of yesterday action, despite of the attempt to break out here and also in the later part of the session here, but we just did not we are not able to commit above the 3230 level. And we have some kind of the selling as pointed out with this rejection bar, rejection tail here. So definitely we could see another reaction or a test at probably 3180. So some kind of the reversal or bounce up from this level could be a long trade. Or subsequently, if we have deeper test or sell off, then definitely 60 to 70 level are the level to watch for some kind of the bounce up to initiate the long entry. So it really just depends on how the price interact with the key levels, whether you can just trade it to the downside or to the upside. Is either side can be traded. All right, so I talk about the bias for day trading. It's kind of like neutral, because definitely can trade in either direction. And for key levels, I talk about resistance and also the support level 3180, 60, 70, somewhere around there. And for the potential setup, well, looking for some long entry, depends how it goes. All right, so I think this pretty much the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it and get something out from the video. So if you like it, just click like and also hover to my name or picture to follow me. And do remember to subscribe to my channel so that you get instant notification of my future video ideas. So as usual, if you have any kind of the comments, suggestions, or trade ideas you'd like to share with me, feel free to comment below. I will definitely reply to you. All right, thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.